Hello everyone, Alien Volt here, and I am playing Planetside 2. Now I got into a group here, and we are attacking Esamir. If you've never seen Planetside 2 before, it is a large-scale war. Thousands of people online fighting over multiple continents. But the goal is to take multiple bases. You continue to take bases, push lines, expand your front, and eventually control the entire continent.
The attackers have been repelled.
Now, I am not a veteran of Planetside, nor do I play this game often. I'm more of a casual Planetside player, but I do enjoy playing it, especially when you get involved with a squad and you can work together to take objectives. The main benefit to working towards squads is being able to spawn on your squad members and getting up close, as well as communication if you're in with a squad that actually communicates and operates really well. Now, if I limited myself to only playing a few games, this would probably be one of them. This game is that much fun. A lot of action, you can get in at any time. The battles pretty much are always raging. Although your faction may control a continent, it's global warfare. All on all out war. I mean, that's what this game is really about. And the ability to use teamwork to get these things done is essential and a lot of fun. If you've never really played with large groups of people going towards the same common objective, this game provides that. Think Battlefield 3 on a larger scale without the destruction. And of course there's more of a futuristic vibe to this. But that's what you're getting. And it's free. You don't have to go out and spend, $60 on a game. You just download it, install it, and play it. If you've never tried it, I highly recommend it. It's definitely a lot of fun. This video is going to be primarily exactly what I'm doing now. Us moving in as a force, taking over a base, and then maintaining it. Basically defending it until we turn it, and then pushing forward again to the next base, and keep pushing the enemy lines. And that's what this game's all about. Only I cut several hours of combat down into 38 minutes of viewing time. Trying to hit these guys in between that mountain right there, but they're using it as cover, so I can't quite get to them. Especially with this LMG at range and no scope. No sight whatsoever other than my trusty iron sights. I was going to see if I could revive him or give him some first aid, but I am not a medic. There are plenty of classes to play in here. I mean, you can be a sniper, you can be an assault class. I primarily like to play support. And as far as vehicles go, I'm not real big on the aircraft. I'm not a great pilot. I can fly in this game, but I'm definitely not an expert at it. I stick to the tanks or the max suits, which are kind of like your large mech suits that they have here. They're a lot of fun, and they're actually pretty cheap to pick up, and that's my preference. I just like being on ground force. I'm a grunt, what can I say? I saw this guy get out of the tank too, and I turned, and then I saw my own teammate, and I thought that I just didn't see his name above his head. It happens sometimes. You'll have a teammate run by you, and their name won't appear right away, and you have to be careful not to shoot them because, well, there is friendly fire. On a few occasions, I've actually been killed by teammates more than I've been killed by enemies. At times, it's been my fault. You know, I run into the line of fire, not looking, you know, behind me or to my right, and I run right in front of someone's, you know, line of fire, and they kill me. Other times it's just been teammates that have, you know, they aim in and start firing without regard for their teammates in front of them. But I think the worst team kills that I've received are from snipers. I mean, how do you snipe someone on your same team and not notice they're on your team? It's not like you're drawing the rifle out quickly and shooting the person. You're shooting at range, and normally it's aimed in. Alright, let's pick up a tank. I'm not real big on spawning vehicles. Like I said, I kind of play the grunt role on most of the games like this that I play. I like being infantry on the ground. But in this game you accumulate points to spend, and if you don't spend them, they just go to waste. So you might as well spend them and give your team the advantage in warfare. Because if you don't, you can guarantee the other team will. Amazing how many shots that gun is taking when my tank won't even take that many shots. I should have changed my loadout to engineer so that way I could have actually repaired my vehicle. But honestly, I didn't really expect to last too long in it. I just expected to use it for transport to get here. And then if I manage to kill anything, awesome. If not, then I'd get blown up somehow. Either by one of the jets or someone on the ground with a rocket launcher. Which is primarily why I play heavy. I like the ability to carry AA or AT. As well as I'm pretty fond of the LMG in this game, I have to say. A pretty nice weapon to carry. Now a lot of people like switching to assault when you get closer to the buildings because you can actually go stealth and sneak up, and you have a jetpack so you can get up to higher locations that you normally can't get to, which makes infiltration really, really nice. Now I like fighting for the new conglomerate. It's the faction that I choose. My choice wasn't really about playing with other people or having any friends that actually played for this faction or alliance. What it was more about was just I liked the the fact that the faction stood for the people. I mean, they're rebels, they're freedom fighters. They're here to stand up against the tyranny, you know, and I thought that was a pretty cool concept. And I like the colors, you know, I like the blue a little bit better than I think I liked coming out and fighting warfare in a bright red or even a purple uniform. I mean, the purple and the blue, though, I have to admit, are really close sometimes in combat. You really got to pay attention. Sometimes the different shades of the blues and the purples can look really similar. Now, the faction we're fighting right now, you'll notice they have, well, they're purple. They have the purple shields, and that's the Vanu sovereignty. And their structure is loosely based around scientists. I mean, technology. It's even using alien technology against their own people. But their goal is very selfish. I mean, they want ultimate power for themselves, and anyone who stands in their way, they're willing to kill. Not quite as noble as the new conglomerate. And although the red and black, you'll notice some of the factions that we're actually fighting here have red banners and the force fields and everything for their bases, and in turn will be red. But although the red and black of their color scheme is very appealing, it's not something that you would want to flash in combat. But their cause is the main thing that turned me off for this faction, is that they're oppressive. You know, it's a dictatorship. It's an authoritarian government that basically uses their military power and might to control the people, oppress them, keep them down. So ultimately, my decision was to play for the blue guys, the old, you know, the new conglomerate, because they were the little guy. They're the guy fighting for the people, fighting the oppression and the selfish people that are out there, you know, doing what's right. I was trying to get that guy over that hill, but I just couldn't get a clear shot. And I didn't want to fire on my teammates. Sometimes these battles are a lot about give and take, but today we're doing most of the taking. That's the good thing about having good leadership. You know, you can split up your forces, you can attack multiple points, and the enemy has to then defend those points. And if they fail to defend one side, well, you push so hard that before they know it, they're overwhelmed. It's really hard to defend against multiple fronts, and that's exactly what this game is all about. 3 large forces battling over the same area. You get some pretty amazing combat because of it. Man, that gun hurt my tank. I'm trying to find a good place to position myself so I can get some good targets. But the problem is, every time I find a good position, I end up opening myself up to fire. And unfortunately, I haven't really played this game enough to know all the good positions yet. Trial and error.
Spotted a hostile engineer. Enemy engineer spotted.
like to shoot at those aircraft, I just think they're too far away, I'm not going to hit them. I'm probably going to have to move in closer, but I think that the moment I do that, I'm going to lose my tank. That's why 90% of the time I usually pick a max instead of buying the tank, because it allows me to get right up into the combat without being so open like the tank. A little harder to spot the max. Ooh, AT! Oh, I didn't get him. Didn't get him. Well, let's move back in. See if I can nail him. Oh, shit. Well, that didn't work out too good. Someone jumped in the turret and got me. Alright, we got their base now. Now it's just a matter of waiting them out. Once their force fields go down, we can wipe out the rest of them. Right now they're protected behind barriers and we can't get to them.
Enemy medic. I'll get you fixed up.
Alright, crippling the military might of the Terran Republic.
A beacon here.
all this time I was struggling to get this one.
I love this about the game. It's so cool to do that. Still have a lot of work ahead of us. Alright, let's get a max this time. Now this is my favorite thing to actually play. I love getting these guys. I wish I could just play it all the time, but of course it's overpowered. It's like being a walking tank almost. Not quite as powerful as a tank, but I mean, you get the picture. It's very mobile, it's fun to play. Of course, not as fun when you're fighting another max. Their maxes look a little cooler. They're kind of very aerodynamic and space-like. Alright, building back up my shield here. The good thing about being in the max is you actually get repaired by engineers, just like they repair the vehicles. You're in essence, you are a vehicle.
Stay alert. Enemy heavy nearby.
Requesting orders.
Just saw an enemy nearby.
Watch that door.
I'm gonna lose that battle. Those AT rounds hurt. Thank you very much for the hill. Or rather, repair.
Time to close the deal.
I don't know if that's another max over there set up or whether it's just a guy with AT, but they're definitely using that wall as a barrier over there. And I'm not really doing a lot of damage to him.
This facility now belongs to the NC.
that a pretty sight? Look at that. There's a lot to like about this game, I'll tell you that much right now. That buggy wants me to get on, basically give me a lift, but I kind of like just walking, to be honest. It's not very far to go to the next outpost here, and buggies make very large targets compared to me. Tank will take them out quickly. I don't move too slow. I mean, I got a pretty quick run. Let's get on this guy. This is pretty cool, right? I'm like a turret. These transport vehicles, like it looks like a giant van. I mean, but it's not just a van. It's pretty heavily armored. They take some hits. Now the buggies and quads, they're pretty quick, but they don't have very much armor. They go down pretty quick, especially if a tank or a turret gets on them. Take the lift. I have come to crush you. I wish I had the armor of the tank. We got something glitched up there in the air.
The facility is ours.
Not much resistance here. It was actually pretty easy to take. So they've either moved to another front,
I'll get you fixed up.
or they're going to try to flank us. Maybe they gave up. It's hard to tell. Honestly, sometimes you'll see people, if they're losing really bad, they'll just abandon the front and they'll just move to another continent and battle there where they have a better chance of winning. Other times, you know, they just keep holding it until they get reinforcements. And sometimes they manage to come back and actually beat us back. And other times they don't. You know, sometimes it's just the decisive leadership and the tactical decisions that are made on the front lines by the leaders that really turn these battles around. Tell you what, man, I really love this group that I'm playing with today because we are dominating. Taken out by AT. All right, time to take my max in. Alright, another facility taken from the Terran Republic. And I earned the title Gorilla. Actually, I've never really paid attention to titles in this game. Didn't even realize they had them until now. It's something you're really accustomed to seeing in MMOs, and you forget sometimes that this is really an MMO because of the amount of people that play it. I mean, it's a first-person shooter, and it's a very large-scale war machine. I mean, it really is. But you don't really always think of it as an MMO, but that's exactly what it is. It's just not an RPG. It's an MMOFPS. Wow. At this point, as you can see, we've already taken half of the map. And Vanu's sovereignty has been wiped off the map. Now you see the map here. This is when I actually came back from taking a break. I had to go get a little bit of rest, get something to eat. And when I came back and jumped into the battle, we had won the continent, which was pretty awesome. I mean, I like coming back right at the end to see, you know, the finished product of what I was involved in for most of the run. But I wish I got in for the actual last base that we took. That would have been nice. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.